shoot, let's start this off right, man. So, welcome to the More Than a DJ podcast. I'm Chris Charma. Man, so we got a special guest today. We got the pop star, Lil XxEL.
Lil XxEL in the building.
What's good, man? How you doing out there?
I'm doing well, man. I appreciate you having me, man. Young Zelly being in the cut.
Oh, man, I think we gotta hit that right away. Pop star. So, was that something that you was like, you know what, I want to be a pop star? Or is it just kind of like it just started happening just based off of the music, the traction?
So it was more so like, I mean, I was starting music, like rapping. I went through all sorts of genres and stuff, right? I mean, I even got into pop and stuff at one point, and R&B. It wasn't sticking, you know. And then it wasn't until I like mixed a whole bunch of genres and created my own with LMK that I found what I wanted to do, you know? So, I mean, most people classify it as pop, but I classify it as my own genre.
I like that. Yeah, no,
I
think
I call it me.
Right. No, I think that happens sometimes with artists. You know, there you have people that are calling your music kind of like EDM. You got some hip hop influence in there, so it's
Right.
like it's you. It's who you are.
100%.
And so I think where music is right now, anyway, you have so many different influences. In whether it's the production, it could be the drums, or it could be even the writing styles. You know, I feel like globally, music is getting to a point where it's not just like, I think first it was West Coast hip hop, there was East Coast hip hop, Southern, then it was going across the pond to like in England and in Europe, there was a sound. Now there's Afrobeat, then there's Latin. Everybody's fusing this stuff together now. So I think that's perfect. Like you have your sound. That's what it's what you want to do.
Exactly. You know, influences come from everywhere. You know, I try to take a little bit from all that stuff because I mean, I grew up Hispanic, so it's like I even have some stuff in the vault that represents stuff like that. So it's like I just take my sounds from everywhere. If it sounds good, it sounds good. That's pretty much what I
Right.
mean.
And so you have some of your your influences growing up being like the Chris Browns, the Drakes, the
Chris
Jeremiahs and
Brown,
things
the
like
Drakes,
that.
the Jeremiahs,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And I mean, I even hear that. I was listening to Let Me Know, your
Right,
single. I was listening to that. And for me, I'm a music lover. And so I pay attention to those type of things because those are some of
right,
my favorite artists as well.
right,
Not only from, them being an artist, but it's also like them being producers because they're also producers. They write, and they write for other artists as well. And
right.
so I hear that. Do you see yourself? Do you have like a list of like, people that your dream list? Like if you
Right.
could like sit down and be like, I want to work with and collaborate with, you know, these artists. What would your like top 3 or 4 be?
There's so many. There's so many. But I mean, a lot of people know that the number one like collaboration. I mean, most people, yeah, most people think that they can guess it, but my number one person I want to collaborate with is Dua Lipa. It's weird, but like most people think it's weird, but I'm a fan, bro.
Is who?
You
Who
know
is it?
Dua Lipa?
Oh, so I did this remix of Dua Lipa's. I'm trying to remember the song. It was a couple years ago. Dang, I can't remember. It was like
But
one of her hit singles.
was it One Kiss?
No, it wasn't One Kiss. Man. Anyways, me and my boy, we did a remix. We did a production remix. And what drew me to that picking that song was it was I don't know. It was how she was singing. It wasn't like your normal arrangement in the song. You know what I mean?
She's so fire, bro.
Yeah, no. And that's what draws me to sometimes the music. For me, I started off doing like playing hip hop music,
Right,
um, but I also would listen to other genres of music. Whether it be, I might find me a song that I like in country. I'll find me a song that I like in, dance hall or something. But
right.
I like to listen to artists where I don't know. I just find a connection, whatever that is. It could be the beat. It could
Yeah,
be how they're singing. You know what I mean? And that's what Dua Lipa was one of those artists. So that's dope.
yeah.
Would you say would you want to like perform on the record together, or would you actually like would you want to do
No,
something where you produce for, write for, or something? Like, what do you see?
anything.
Anything.
Anything, bro. Even if I just helped her just say one line in a song and she sang it and I was just like, wow, look at her. She's singing my line. I'd be satisfied, man.
Okay. So do you have like an approach to your like your writing? Is there
Do I have
like
an
do you do
approach?
something? Do you do like do you have like a ritual or something? There's something that you try to do every time because you found success in it when you're approaching your process.
Right. So like going into it, like, I mean, it starts back like when I first started music back in junior year. I mean, I had experienced writer's block a lot back then, and I feel like writer's block for me at least was more so a confidence thing. You know, I feel like I was always in my head. I like thinking about what people would say to this line or what they would think about this, and that's how I feel like I triggered my writer's block. So then now I developed the approach of honestly, just say what you want to say, and you can't care about what anybody else wants to say. Like you can't care about what they think. That's kind of my approach to things now. You know, it's like say what I want to say, and for me at least, I know that we reached the time of music where some songs typically are all over the place, and some songs do have meaning, and some songs tell stories. And my approach
Right.
is I like to make my songs tell stories. So I tend to speak on a lot of the things that I experienced in life. I mean, of course, I alter it a little bit sometimes because, listen, some of my songs sound like I went through crazy, like the mud, like not the mud meaning like lifestyle. I'm talking like heartbreak to the fullest. Like, yeah, I've been heartbroken before, and it was bad, but it wasn't like I'm sure there's somebody who's seen worse, you know. But it just wasn't a pleasant feeling. But no, my approach is just listen, man. Just however you feeling, just say it. You know,
Just put it out there.
just put it out there. Really, like there's no really like. I mean, I guess one ritual is like if I hear a good beat, I don't listen to it. That's crazy. I turn it off.
I
I
mean
turn it
that
off
makes
because
sense. I mean if you're not connecting with it, why even move forward? What was
no,
your
like no, like if I hear a good beat, I turn it off because
a good for a good oh got you okay
yeah,
got
yeah,
you
yeah.
got you.
If I hear a good beat, I turn it off. I don't want to hear it because I feel like all my ideas will start flowing, and then I'll lose it all by the time it comes to record.
Okay. So what was your so that's what you're saying that's kind of like your approach. You've had writer's block before, but so it can kind of change. You can have different inspirations for different moods, different songs. What can you say, how did the records, Let Me Know and MNU come about?
So
Like
LMK.
what was your approach?
So my approach on those were exactly the same. You know, just speak on how you feel, but like the story behind them are genuine stories. You know, I went through. Well, speaking on LMK, um, I mean, if you just listen to the lyrics, it's me telling my story. You know, I went through a time where I parted from my ex girlfriend. I missed her, and that was the whole consensus of the song. You know, like it started with "Lately I've been missing you" to the "What's up, I've been calling you," and she's like, "I can't get to you," like the stuff like that. You know, like I was sad. I miss you. I called you. You didn't answer. Damn, you're hard to reach. What are you doing? I don't know where you're at. Let me know. I'm confused. And that's pretty much how LK came about. And then MNU it was gonna be directed at one person, but I made it a generalized message for those who are insecure. For those who are insecure, I know in the song I did say girl, and like I mean like she, and made it like gender prominent, but I mean it's for everybody if you're feeling insecure because I know a lot of people who do experience insecurity because I mean we all do, but I know there's some people who experience it at like extreme levels. Is this song is basically to remind you that like you're not alone and you are perfect the way you are. Because that's how I start. That's how I open the song. You know, you're so perfectly imperfect. Because I mean, nobody's perfect, but you are perfect the way you are. So
Right.
that's
No,
pretty much what that song was trying to remind people.
I like that. And I want to go back to, I want to take that and then go back to like you were saying, you had writer's block, and
Right,
that's like you were saying that's like it was one of your insecurities,
right,
that kind of was sparking that. And
right.
so you being young in the game, um, what are the how do you look at each level of success you get, like the things that you have to change, whether it's dealing with um, insecurities or just trying to have the right mindset. Because you sound like you have a really good head on your shoulders, and you're aware of
Right.
not only your emotions, but how those things can connect with other people. So how just moving through this, how are you able to just like stay focused, but also know that you're gonna go through some ups and downs. You're gonna have certain feelings, and I think it's cool for
Right,
you because you can put that through music. But
right.
how when you're not able to do that or whatever, like how do you feel like you have um
I
just
mean,
like
I I could say like I feel it would have been a lot, but I'm not gonna lie. I feel like quarantine kind of gifted me a cushion because I know had we not been locked away in our homes with no interaction or with little to no interaction with the world or one another, I feel like things would have been moving a lot quicker. So everything being remote is allowing me the time to just chill back and watch everything unfold. Like I see everything unfold, like as opposed to like when LMK started going before we all started locking down, everything was moving fast and I was just confused. Like about like I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm getting all this attention now, and I was just like lost at first. It was exciting, of course, but at the same time it was scary because it's like you go from a regular person who was just chilling, making music in his room. So all of a sudden, people are putting you in this spotlight, and now you're just like, oh my gosh! And it's like that's everything you wish for when you become an artist. I mean, or I mean, for me at least, like that's the goal. You want everybody to know who you are, listen to your music. But it's like, bro, like it happens like that. It happens like that. Like you don't even see it coming. Like it goes from like 100 plays to 100,000 to 150 to now you hit now you had a million, now you had a couple million, and everybody's all eyes on you. And like it's pretty much how I stay focused is I I do my best. Quarantine gave me the cushion because I am one who like when I was younger I never got overwhelmed and I still don't like I buckle down and figure out how I'm gonna tackle certain things. But I mean sometimes I'm a regularized person. I can experience anxiety. I can be like, oh my god, that's a lot, but it's normal. It's normal. I do my best. I'm the one who goes and speaks to my parents. I speak to those who I trust, and that's pretty much how I stay focused. I gotta hear it from somebody to tell me that I'm gonna be all right, you know?
no, I think that makes sense because if you have a good circle around you, people that you trust, that you can go and just talk to, vent to, and just kind of get those emotions or thoughts out. It can ease things. You know what I mean? And especially like I feel like these last 6-7 months, being in quarantine and things like that. For a lot of people, it's been hard on them. But for a lot of people, it's also been a blessing, or they've been able to find a blessing in some of the darkness. And with social media is crazy these days, man. It's like it's you can, like you were saying, the success is quick. It can be quick, and it seems like social media has helped you a lot, and especially moving your song into the positions. Like each it seemed like each week it was just going up and up.
It was climbing every
Right,
week.
right. So was it like I was saying, with social media, whether it's Instagram or TikTok, you have those platforms where now artists can just you can be one follower one day and then a million the next day. um
100%.
so for you, with that, like being in the music business, and then you have TikTok, right?
Right.
Do you battle with making sure you're not being labeled the TikTok artist or something like that? And I mean, you haven't, but
Right.
is that something that you're conscious of? um and
I mean,
how do you think those two worlds kind of coexist without that happening?
I mean, it's not really something that I battle because like I feel like if I went to battle with all the stuff that people will say about me, it's like I'm gonna be living here and I'm gonna be fighting a brick wall. Because at the end of the day, you knock one wall down, and then somebody will come and say something else, and now you're just constantly knocking these unnecessary walls down. It's like they're gonna call me a TikTok artist. Why? Because I consciously, an artist of 2 years prior to TikTok, didn't know where to place my music in order for people to see it. I put my song on TikTok, and TikTok is where it got exposure. So now all of a sudden I'm a TikTok artist. No, I was an artist who used TikTok to promote his music. And TikTok loved the music, didn't see TikTok artists. They saw, wow, this is a good song, and pushed the song. So it's like, listen, if you want to call me a TikTok artist, like because I'm an artist who blew up because of TikTok, then call it what you please. I mean, like if that's what you want, I guess. But I know who I am. I was making music 2 years before. I dropped 2 projects. Nobody heard of me. I put it YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Club Penguin if I could, like, bro. But TikTok was the one that gave me the exposure that I wanted. So it's like, I guess I'm a TikTok artist, and I'll own it. I don't care.
It has to be similar to when artists were like, SoundCloud rappers or whatever.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Like if you're rapping and your song blew up on SoundCloud and they're calling you a SoundCloud rapper, like okay, like, I've never heard of an Apple Music rapper or a
Right. It's just
Spotify rapper.
yeah, it's just a platform. You know what I mean? It's a platform that will get you to where you want to go. Now, if that
Right.
happens to be
I feel like those names are just like people's way of like knocking some sort of success down, you know?
right, they're trying to sun you a little bit. They're like, "Hey, man, you're a TikTok artist. You're a SoundCloud artist." And then, there's so many artists that have started on those platforms, but then, they become more than that. You know
Right.
what I mean? So
Right.
I think
It's really all on the artist. It's all on the artist to decide whether it is you want to be that TikTok artist or you want to be the artist that you dreamt of prior to that.
right. So social media, that's so TikTok and the social media period when it comes to music has been a blessing. It sounds like.
100%. It has been a blessing. I mean, for me and the many other artists that I am now closely linked with that are also excited at the fact that the platform blew their music up because it's literally so easy. It's like on YouTube and stuff, it's like you're battling with billions and trillions. And on TikTok, don't get me wrong, you're battling with millions as well. But that, like, I don't know about if it's the algorithms or whatever, but or at the time that I joined TikTok, but at the moment I posted on TikTok back in the day, it's like you're exposed to the millions immediately. And yes, you are on YouTube and stuff. You are exposed to all these people, but it's not the same. It's like TikTok, they'll put you on the main page immediately. You know, and I'm not sure how the algorithm works, so I can't really speak too much because if not, I'm gonna sound ignorant. But I mean, like they put you on the main page where
It
everybody can
works for
see it.
you. Whatever it's doing.
Everybody gets a fair shot though. That's
Right.
what I know about the TikTok app. Everybody gets a fair shot because there's some people who post some random video and it goes up and they're like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? But if you post it on YouTube, that's not happening. So it's
Right.
like it's the app is a blessing. It's blessed my life and many other people's life. I mean, we've seen people on the app go from zero to kicking it with the Kardashians. So what are you, a TikTok celebrity? Like, no, you use TikTok and it gave you like leverage. I don't know what else
Exactly.
to call it.
So that's the success of social media. What about? I'm just gonna get to it. Controversy. Addison Rae.
Oh,
Can
right.
you let's just hop into that. Can you just give us a scoop on that, man? Like, can you explain that for us?
Addison Rae. That's funny. Yeah, that was the reference that I just made to right now. That's the reference that I just made right now. She went from zero to kicking it with the Kardashians. Addison Rae. It was just business. It was just business. That's all it was. Like I dropped LMK. It had like 1 million streams in a week, and I wanted to take it to the next level. I mean, it was my first time approaching TikTok and trying to, you know, make a trend out of myself. And we contacted Addison, her team, and we got it together, and she did a dance for us. The song took off, and thanks to her, I'm in the position I am in today, and there's really nothing else to it. There's nothing else to it. You know what? The thing is, it's just social media. Social media can take one thing and flip it into another. So what I did was I played social media's game and flipped it right back. You know,
You flipped it
I,
right around, man.
what they wanted, I flipped it around for them. And if this is what you want, then I'm gonna give it to you. It doesn't mean it's real, but if that's what you want to see. So when you were doing it, but you were also helping me while I was helping you be happy. And but like now, the many times that I've been asked, like really, there's nothing to it. I love, thank, and appreciate Addison Rae for helping me out and putting me in the position that I'm in. But there's really nothing other than that business transaction. Really, everyone thinks there's a story.
Hey,
There
man, it's
really isn't.
business, and nothing wrong with that, man. You know.
Business is business.
So you've been singing since a young age.
100%.
Can you remember the first song that you sang at like a talent show or in front of people?
The first song that I sang in front of people, I skipped a baseball game. I grew up playing baseball. I skipped the All-Star baseball game. My whole life when I was little, I was being like recruited and stuff. I played in New Jersey, in Weehawken, New Jersey. I grew up with all my friends. We all played baseball. We practiced all this stuff. And at the All-Star game where we had all the talent ready to go, where everybody was expecting, Alex to pop out and go crazy. Alex is a no-show. Alex is down the block at the talent show.
What?
Everybody's like, what?
You left the
Everybody,
game.
I left the games to go perform in the talent show, and I sang "When I Was Your Man" by Bruno Mars. I
Wow.
was stunting. I was stunting for sure. I was going crazy on the stage with the mic. What? I said, "When I was your man." It was lit though.
So were you able to make it back to the game, or was that it? It was done.
No, I was over that. I performed and I sat and I watched the rest of the show.
That's crazy, man. That's because you see,
No, I
you
know.
back in the day. I don't want to say back in the day, but there, in sports, right? There were two sports stars. You had
Right,
guys that played baseball and football. There was a guy by
right.
the name of Deion Sanders that did both in the same day. So I was like, maybe you might have pulled something off there. You might have made it to the. You might have left the game, came back. Had two victories. You know what I
You
mean?
see, I care about me, or at least when I was younger. I mean, still now, to be honest. I'm a perfectionist, so it's like I would have cared about what I look like or even what I smelled like. So I was like, yeah, nah,
Oh yeah,
I'm
the
gonna choose
style
one, and
game. Yeah. I got
right,
you. I got
yeah,
you. I
yeah,
got you.
and I chose the talent show. So and I'm forever grateful that I made that decision because it's like that was the first time anybody had ever heard me sing, including my parents. Not even at home did they ever hear me. They didn't even hear me practice for the talent show. Like I literally popped out of nowhere. My whole family came front and center in a huge ass auditorium. It sits like I don't even know, like 1,000, maybe over 1,000,
So
maybe
that's
something like
like
that.
to me, that's like sacrifice. You sacrifice. You was like, yeah, I'm playing baseball, but this is what's more important. You know
Right,
what I
right,
mean?
right.
This is
And I
what
mean,
I
like,
want to be doing.
yeah, at the time, it's like I was young. I was like 12, or 13. I wasn't really like thinking like this is what I want to do with my life. I was just like, yo, baseball is fun, but it's like I want to go perform in a talent show. I don't know why. I just did it, and I performed. Everybody saw it. They were like, oh wow. Years would blow by. I never did anything music related. I was gonna perform in the talent show, but then I ended up moving to California. Um, and I was gonna continue pursuing baseball when I moved to California, but I moved to a city where I feel like they weren't competitive as they were in New Jersey. I feel like it was more so about what you look like on the field and like your image to the other team and teaching you sportsmanship and all that stuff. Like I knew all of that. You get me? But I came from a competitive state where everything was just win, and like the stuff that I brought to the team wasn't I don't know right or correct, morally correct, I guess, but it's okay. I made the decision to drop baseball, start making music my junior year, all because my friend dissed me and I made a diss track to him.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, he dissed you first.
he dissed me first on his song.
Oh, so you did what you were supposed to do. Like,
Right. I made it right
yeah.
back. I said, "What? Stop! You came mad crazy." So I made a song. I made a song right back at him, and then like our rival school started making songs about us, and we made a song about them. And then it was just at that point, everybody really just like they were like, "Oh, your voice sounds like you can do something with music," and it's like my girlfriend, she always knew I could sing. Like I would sing to her, I would sing to her, and it's just like I never really, I don't know, for some reason, I never connected the dots that I could possibly make music until I really graduated and I went to school, went to college for 3 days. Boom. First day, we did icebreakers. Second day, we did the map out of the semester. Third day, we started the work. After the third day, I dipped. I got my financial aid check and I bought a studio in my room. And 3 songs later, here I'm
That's
at.
crazy. But
Crazy.
again, sacrifice. You was like, I know what I really want to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna take this leap. I'm gonna bet on myself. I'm gonna invest in the things that I feel are gonna get me to where I want to be. You know, where I
Right.
believe I want to, where I believe I can be. Um, so that's crazy, man.
Crazy, crazy story. But I mean, listen, I know I'm the type who I know what decisions I make. I know the pros and the cons, and it's just if you really want something, go get it. Go
I
get it.
mean, yeah, you just got to do it.
Usually, it's I tell people that all the time, and it's like it's easier said than done, and it's like it's just me living out my dream that I wanted, subconsciously since I was little, obviously, which is being music. People ask me like, what did you do? Like, and I tell them like, bro, like, there's really like, because I woke up days clueless on what should I do to advance myself today, and it's just you gotta just do it. That's the thing. It's hard to. It sounds so cliche, but like literally, just do it. Like,
No,
if you want something, do it.
yeah, you just got to do it. And you put some time into. Sometimes you have to like plan, or at least like put some thought into it to see like what are the
Right,
steps gonna be to do what you need to do.
right,
I'm
right.
sure
I'm
before
telling
you
like
just went out and bought studio equipment, you figured out what you needed to get,
right,
and you
right.
knew what you needed to get. So when that moment came where you knew you needed to, take that
Right.
leap and just do it, you're like, I'm ready to do it.
But the thing about me is that I work swiftly because I'm impatient. So it's like I did it immediately. Like I figured out what I needed to get in the matter of an hour. I got the programs, or I loaded up. I got Pirate Bay going and uTorrent, and I was going crazy. Yeah, I was getting everything for the free, and it's like, yeah, that's pretty much the thing. Just do it. Like, that's the basis of it all. Like, do it. Like, about there was nights where it was like midnight or 1 a.m. and I was going out and I was telling my mom, I was like, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go film a snippet in the parking lot. And I would go with my boy JR. He would let me use his truck and stuff. I mean, the speakers sounded like complete ass, but it's like, bro, like I was filming these snippets and I was vibing, and people were vibing with me, and that's all that mattered.
I mean, yeah, I think you knew that that wasn't going to be the end. You knew that, okay, this is a starting point.
Right,
Let me, yeah, it might not sound the best, whatever, but
right,
I'm gonna get to the point where I know it's gonna be sounding better, the quality's gonna be better, the
right.
equipment's gonna be better, all that stuff. So no, you
I knew,
sometimes
I
just
knew the quality was ass. You feel me? Like I knew the quality was ass. Like, but that's the thing though. I sold it to the internet perfectly because I knew it sounded horrible, right? Because I'm not an engineer. I didn't know how to mix. I didn't know how to master. And I was the type like before I understood the importance of collaboration. I was the type that I want to do everything on my own because I don't want nobody to tell me that they did something for me. You know. So
right.
I was making it, I was mixing it, mastering it myself. I was going out to his truck. The speakers were already shot out. Like the speakers were shot out. The mix was horrible. But I was on the internet selling it, like doing it, vibing on the camera. And everybody was like, yo, this is kind of good. Like, when are you going to drop it? And I'll be like, I'm going to figure it out when I'm going to drop it. But I knew it wasn't because I wanted to wait till I got to a platform where I can get someone who's good to engineer it. And that's pretty much what happened with like LMK. Like after I recorded in my room, mixed and mastered it myself, or what I would call a mix and master back in the day. Um, I I gassed it up on the internet. I gassed it up. Like if you go back to those videos now, listen to the record and listen to the snippet, you're like, yo, that this song sounds crazy. No, like it's a no. But I mean, that was pretty much what I did. I just everything because the internet. I don't know. It's all about perception. It's just as long as you don't lose yourself, like along the journey, it'll be alright.
No, I think that's very important. Like you never want to lose yourself. It does happen. But it's one of those things where, yeah, you don't want to lose yourself. You want to be true to yourself.
Right,
And it's nice to have um some things along the process be organic. And it
right,
sounds like, a lot of the growth of your records has been organic.
right,
The fans
right.
determine if they like something or not. You
Hundred
put it out
percent.
there,
Right,
yeah,
and
we're
it's
not
like
feeling this.
you put it out there, and yeah, like there's people who are like, oh, Addison Rae. Let's say like someone will comment, oh, this is an ad. They'll be like, oh, this is an ad when Addison dances to it, and it's like. I'll sit here and gladly say I paid Addison to dance to my song, but I did it so that she could put me on a platform that she had that I didn't. that I knew would pick up, because if I had that 23 million that she had at the time, like I feel like the song would have done well regardless. You know, like if they liked it that much, it would have done well regardless. I didn't have 23 million at the time. I had 300,000. I said, "Hey, Addison, please use the 23 million to like hear my voice." She did it, and the ad that you're knocking down is the ad that you now hear everywhere.
Hey,
And
man,
it's not even like yeah, I'm trying to be humble about everything, because it's like everybody tries to tell me that I'm like, I don't know. People tend to make you feel as if you don't deserve stuff, but it's like they don't know what you went through to get there.
no, that's true.
Like
They don't.
I went nights where I was scraping up change to go get McDonald's. No, don't get me wrong. Like my family, my mom made sure we ate every night. So my mom was good, but the thing is, I would always be out late. So I would always be out late, and I wouldn't come home, or I would miss dinner. So like that's not even saying. I'm not saying like yo, like I was like down to my knees. Like I'm not saying that,
Right.
because I had a good family. We were good. My
Just part of
dad
the
was
grind. Part of the
right.
grind.
My
Late
dad
nights and
was in
stuff
the
like that.
right. My dad was in the music industry. You know, he was an executive. I mean, celebrity industry. He was an executive coordinator. So we was alright, you feel me? But I was the type that I was always I was out roaming the streets doing my thing, and I wanted to get it on my own. So there were nights where I didn't have money, and like I quit my job, and so I was me and my boy JR. We was putting together a few dollars, getting McDonald's, you know. So it's like that's the thing. But people tend to come and knock me like I just yeah, you know, I blew up overnight. But I mean, like that song blew up overnight. But I was doing this music stuff for a while. But people tend to make you feel like, oh, you did it, but you don't deserve it. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
I mean, trust me, they would switch roles in a heartbeat if they could.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's just it comes with the territory. You know what I mean? You can't
Right.
even listen to that, man. Well, man, Lil XxEL, I appreciate you, man. This has been like a really
This was
good.
yeah. This has been one of my more like detailed conversations. You know, like most of them are just questions about like the pop and stuff. And I mean, this one I feel like I got to talk more and let you in on a little bit more of my thoughts, as opposed to like
Yeah, I told you from the jump this was gonna be a good conversation, man. So
right.
nah, it has been like we got. I think what was good was got a lot of information um, that was detailed because there's people that don't know some of the things or some of the things behind the success. You
Right.
know what I mean? And it's good, and even just like letting people know like sometimes your mindset through the process.
Right.
People like to hear that kind of stuff. So.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Hey
shoot,
man,
man.
I appreciate you having me, man. Like I'm actually, I don't know why, I'm pretty excited that we had this conversation, because you actually got to get a lot more out of me than a lot of the other interviewers did. And it's not because I chose to, it's just because some of the way the questions were, you know, expressed to me or asked, then I just got a different vibe. So I was able to give you a little bit more, and I'm happy I was able to. I'm happy you had me, man.
Oh man, I appreciate that, man. I'm gonna write that down mentally because I'm gonna be like, all right, if you say this again, if I see you say somebody else was your favorite, I'm gonna
Check
feel some
out check
type of way, man.
check out the interviews. I mean, there's been interviews I said, "Oh, this I had a good interview," but I've never said what I said right now. I'm
Oh
a
man,
mother.
that's love, man.
I don't just say it just to say it. Like I'm not the type to say something just to gas somebody or just say make them feel good. I'm gonna say the truth.
I
I'm nothing but.
appreciate that, man. Well, shoot,
Of course.
Chris Charma here, More Than a DJ podcast. Lil XxEL, we out.
We out of here. I appreciate y'all. Go stream MNU all platforms.